Well, this is not. It was probably by miles the right shot to play.
Oh yeah.
But even so, it's still not certain that Alcano can A, guaranteed to pot the 6, and B, guaranteed to be on the 7.
He needs to be on the left side of the table, doesn't he, for that 7?
Yeah, if he can be on the left-hand side of the table, anywhere below the side pocket. But Steve, you're right. It's
doesn't want to scratch though.
Tough. Yeah, tough shot. Uh-oh, here comes that scratch you were talking about, Steve. Nope.
Yes.
Yes. Teetered for a while before taking the brink.
The position of the 7 and 8 has caused so many problems in this racket, but all the players have had problems because of it. Ralf looking to see where he'd like to be. He's still. Does it go past the 8? How's he going to play this?
Surely it doesn't go past the 8. I mean, we have an overhead monitor here that if it goes past the 8, it's really lying to us.
If it, I don't know. I think he could put it on the other side of the table. Perhaps he's running through with topspin to get the right position.
Just come up the other side of the table?
Yeah, why not come up the other side of the table? But just, well, Ralf knows best, and you're not going to argue with that position.
No, you're not.
This is big. This pulls him to within 4. But Ronnie is up to break next.
Hanging on in there.
He's had some real trouble putting that cue ball where he wants it. If those troubles will go away, it could be another day.
If he could just turn around an Alcano break, it could give him the inspiration he needs.
That's exactly what he needs to do now, Steve. He's trailing 9-5, and he has got to capture a couple of breaks from his opponent, Alcano. Alcano not giving those up easily, and what a great control of the break shot he's had.
Welcome back to Manila, the final, Alcano versus Souquet. And it started off with Ronnie Alcano flying out of the starting gate. No problems for him. 6-2 he led. Souquet has had a bit of a comeback, and he needs to make this one count as well. He's about to break off again. Let's rejoin Jerry Forsyth, Bob Guerrero, and Steve Davis.
How about this? Well,
still at least you can see the one.
Yeah, but even when he can see an opening shot, it's a tough opening shot.
My question is, does that 5 pass that, well, from this shot top right?
You mean the 2?
Yeah, the 2 rather.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can make the 1 and get on the 2, he looks pretty good to get through this rack.
Well, if the 2 doesn't go past the 6, I think it does, but if it doesn't, the only pocket it would appear to be available in is the bottom left. That's a bit more of a positional nightmare. That's where he's lining up now. See?
Yeah, and how do you get there from where he has to strike that 1 ball?
With great skill, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yes.
With great skill and a lot of top left English, huh?
Yes, in between the 4 and the 5 and back out across the table, twice across the table, but horrible shot to have to play to guarantee.
But if the cue ball's been lying to you all day long, do you trust it now with that kind of shot?
Well, it looks like it's not necessary because this blue 2 passes that right pocket.
Oh? Okay.
So that shot seemed to indicate that.
Well, I was looking at Steve here.
Oh.
Oh boy, when you got a man as solid as Souquet shaking his head.
Well, once again, pace has been he always seems to be short, as if he's just a
Yeah.
little bit tight in his arm.
Right.
That was a classic sign that of a player who's just a little bit too tense, just seizing up just a fraction on the shots. It's another great opportunity that's been handed over to Alcano to get out of jail.
Perhaps this would be an opportune time, since things just aren't quite working right, to take a break. Every player's got the right to take a break, walk away from the table. Sometimes that turns things around. Sometimes things come back. You come back from a break and things just change.
What, mid rack?
As long as he's at the table.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah,
He has the right.
You put your hand up and say, "I must go.
Yeah.
I feel the need," and you're off.
Well,
Okay.
you don't need an excuse. You just have the right to take a break when you're at the table.
And leave the three of us here talking. I suppose it has to be allowed. Obviously, there could be some embarrassing situations at the table.
The players may have been asked to wait and do it between racks, but
for TV purposes,
yeah.
It does happen. You're right. More so in a snooker match, which is a longer rack or longer frame.
Yeah.
But a rack of 9-ball could never take as long as some snooker frames take that I have sometimes played in.
You've played Thorburn.
I've played Cliff. I've been. Well, I'm now considered to be the modern day grinder to some degree. The game's changed quite a lot.
Well, he's certainly not going to take a break on this shot. There should be an opportunity here to play safe. He thins the 2, kicks that 2 behind the pink 4.
Or perhaps, just got to make sure that cue ball gets to the rail. Otherwise, it's a foul. A ball must hit a cushion after contact with the object ball. Every time you see a shot played, a legal shot, you've either got to make a ball in a pocket, or every time you hit the ball after contacting the object ball, in that case the 2, a ball must hit a rail. It's a completely different rule to the UK 8-ball pool rules, which is anything goes.
Yeah.
And makes sense of the game. You know, it makes the safety. It's got to be good safety.
Right.
Otherwise, it'll be easy safety on a table. Bit of a problem for Alcano now.
If he catches that right side of the 2, he's going to go straight into that right corner pocket.
But with a bit of draw, if he can just draw it enough, perhaps it won't. What's he doing here? He doesn't seem to be drawing it. Slow, soft.
I'm trying to cut this thing in.
No, surely not.
He looks to be. That's a shot. What a shot that is. That is fantastic.
Jerry, may I have your headset? May I have your headset?
Congratulations, Bob.
Where's the crow? I'll go ahead and eat it. I just can't. This guy. What a brave player.
Well, I'd more like to take my hat off to Bob, really. I don't think Alcano had anything to do with that shot. It was Bob actually calling it in the commentary box.
That's it.
That was so. I mean, to know that you could get through the gap without scratching.
The scratch looked dead on to me on that shot.
Or if he called it thin, collide with a 6 and scratch anyway.
Right.
Not much room for manoeuvre. He's cueing well.
Man is sending a message.
You know, just when we thought that Ronnie Alcano was showing a bit of weakness, and then, you know, Ralf Souquet perhaps getting back into this match, we're right back to regular programming with that shot.
Well, this better establish a very handsome tournament career for this man, because his days of challenge matches are over. No one's going to play him.
Not without weight.
Well, he may be sending a message to Ralf for the day, but if it carries on like this, I think the check's going to be sent to the $100,000 check's going to be sent to a Philippine bank rather than a German one.
You have to feel for Souquet sitting in that chair.
It wasn't that bad a safety.
No, it wasn't. It was a great safety. It would have stopped almost any other player on the planet.
That's a massive rack to win.
Welcome back to Manila, 10-5, and if they didn't know the name Ronato Alcano before today, they certainly do now. He's putting on a superb performance here in the final. He saved his best to last, and Ralf Souquet is at 6s and 7s at the moment. He really doesn't know what to do. He's trying to hang on in there, but Alcano is full on. Let's go back to our commentary team.
He's back to that 6-frame buffer.
Yeah. Left-handed shot. I guess when you hit them that soft, they're not too dangerous, are they?
Yeah, a small problem, possibly. Perhaps you can draw down between the 9 and the 7. He'd have to do well to not be on the 7.
Looks like he'll play short side shape here for this 8, won't he?
I believe so, but that gives him the best opportunity to get precisely on the 9 ball. He is really showing us some smart 9 ball.
Certainly has been more in control of the pace of the table than Ralf.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Oh, he's okay.
That looked headed for that second diamond. Ronnie Alcano is inching closer to his goal here. He's answered that 2-pack by Ralf Souquet with a 2-pack of his own.
Yeah, now an 11-5 lead. It's a race to 17. His goal is getting closer and closer.
Look at that. That was in between the first and second diamond, but the speed was perfect.
This is what they're playing for, $100,000 up top. $40,000 to the runner-up. Pretty good paydays for both men.
Yeah, it's very nice. You'd like to be in the yellow money rather than the white money there. Oh, wait, I made the white money. But it was tough getting through the group phase, I can tell you. And lots of players didn't make it.
Thank you, rack 16. Ralf Souquet to break. Trailing 5 racks to 11.
I think possibly next year
down quickly, please.
The tournament structure may change.
Oh,
I think there may be talk about perhaps moving away from the group phases. I'm not too sure exactly how it might pan out. It would be perhaps something along the lines of knockout.
well,
we don't know.
I have heard a couple of options. One of the ones I like the best is go ahead and play your round robin stage, but take the
best 64 players with the best record,
results,
yeah. Regardless of group, yeah.
No matter what group you're in, take the best records in the field.
That's interesting. I really like that solution, actually.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Souquet once again true to form. No easy shot on the 1.
Have to give credit for that idea. That was the first person I heard say that was Nick Halling, the commentator we had here.
And Nick is useful sometimes, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
You could argue that if one player's group was a bit weaker than another's, that would be a bit unfair. But the way the seeding works, the groups should have balance to them. So.
Yeah.
Well, there's just no way to make it perfectly fair.
Exactly.
There is. I've never seen a fair way to do it.
But that would be. I'll tell you what that would do. And we had a snooker tournament recently where the same problems that can happen in group league matches, which is towards the end collusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
That if you didn't know where you stood within the 64 places, you wouldn't be in a situation, or nothing would ever be in a situation where collusion could even rear its ugly head.
Correct.
So that's of interest.
Yeah, Mika Immonen was in a group like that, and he was quite upset. He thought there was a whiff of it in his group. The other way is, of course, to make the schedule of that last game, at the same time.
It's a nightmare for Ralf unless
there's a swerve there, I think.
It's just not going right for Ralf. He chose to play the swerve rather than the push out, trying to drive that 1 ball up the side cushion. But let's have a look, see if it's in line.
He almost pulled it off.
Can he see it?
He just got to get around the edge with that 9, and he has proven quite adept at the General Masse. That's
No, doesn't have to play, not even a Masse.
One rail.
yeah, you may be going off the rail here. Nope.
Well,
I keep that camera just keeps playing with my eyes.